Okay, so last week we talked about men being the rudder of the ship or the rudder of your family. But what is a rudder without a lookout? How will they know where to go if they don't have someone saying, oh, there's rocks ahead, there's land ahead, this is the way we need to go? And we really believe that that's the role of women, that women have this ability to perceive things in their families that perhaps the men in your life aren't able to do. I think we have God-given abilities to perceive and to discern. Not that men can't do those things, but I feel like that's just the way that God has designed us as women.
Right.
And so looking at the role of a wife, how does that influence the way you interact with your husband and the way that you interact with your family?
Right. Women tend to have this peripheral vision that is really valuable in a family, and it's just such a unique gift.
Yeah.
And so we want to encourage you in that role. So as we're talking about, what does a man need? What does a husband need from his wife? Respect is one of the big ones. So what does it look like to respect our husbands? How important is that? And how do we go about showing that on a daily basis?
I mean, Paul tells us that we are to respect our husbands, right? For better, for worse. We have to respect them.
Yeah.
So, but how do we follow through with that? What do we do with it? I think first and foremost, we have to communicate. We have to tell him what we see going on in our family. And so I know there's a lot of controversy and discussion around submitting to your husband, but I think at the end of the day, you have to be the partner to your husband, right? And that looks like telling him your concerns, expressing your opinions, cheerleading him, cheerleading your family, all of those things. But you have to communicate them clearly and frequently and respectfully.
Right. And, it just means encouraging him and building him up when he's around and when he's not around.
Right.
So, we can't be gossiping behind his back or, telling our friends, oh my gosh, I can't believe what he did. That really just tears him down in our own hearts and tears him down if he's hearing it or if he's hearing it from someone else. So we really want to be conscious of how we're thinking about our husbands and how we're speaking of him in public and in private. So that's super important.
Yeah. And in the in private part, we have to pursue our husbands.
Yeah.
We have to pursue them emotionally, cognitively, physically. Those are all the ways that we can show our husband that we're behind him, that we have his back, that we're there to support him and to love him.
Right. And, the very simple words, I'm proud of you, go so far.
They do.
They really do.
Yeah.
It makes a world of difference to your husband. We also want to talk about your communication styles. And so, as the lookout of this ship, like Lauren was saying, we've got to alert the rudder to what's going on around us. So, what dangers are ahead? What are we seeing in our family? What changes need to happen? But we need to do that in a way that's filled with kindness and compassion and humility and respect. And just going back to that Colossians 3 rules for holy living, this is what we need to embody in our communication with the leader of our home.
Absolutely. And since you have the ability to see that and to see how your family is interacting with each other, with their environment, with their, daily tasks, you can help to reprioritize things as well. Yeah. And so again, going back to that giving direction, if you see that your family is tapped, that they just they can't handle anymore, then you can talk to your leader and say, okay, I think we need to readjust somewhere. Or if you see that you have extra time and you think, hey, we could probably serve some more, or we can give more in this direction, we can be more intentional with this found time. Those are ways that you and your husband can be a team. You can be partners in it. It doesn't have to be this, I think we talked about it last week, it doesn't have to be this master servant model. It's what did you say? It's
lover and beloved.
Right. It's you guys are in this together.
Yeah, and so in that way, safeguard your home. That's part of your role too, as the lookout, as the wife, as the relationship nurturer of this family. Safeguard your home and make it the place of unity and harmony that you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we all know that sometimes we fail and sometimes we ourselves need a little bit of cheerleading. And so it's so important to find your people, to find your community, to find those women who pour into you, that don't necessarily tell you it's okay, everything's okay. They challenge you, they sharpen you, and they can hold you accountable.
Right.
Those friends that can ask you, how are you doing in your marriage? How are you doing in your walk with Christ?
So challenge you, encourage you, refresh you to go back and continue nurturing and leading your family, because you are a leader as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to give us some comments or some feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see you next week. We're going to start another series about forgiveness and then asking for forgiveness.
Yes.
So we'll see you then.
See you then.